What happened when the red live indicator ignited above the primary camera was something no producer had planned for, no publicist had rehearsed, and no audience member would forget once they realized they were no longer watching a show. They were witnessing a fracture forming in real time. The studio of The View looked calm on the surface, wrapped in its familiar daytime glow. Soft amber light spilled across the curved table, polished so carefully it reflected faint, distorted versions of the women seated behind it. The temperature leaned cool, engineered to keep nerves sharp and makeup intact. The air carried a faint chemical sweetness from hairspray and foundation, mixed with the dusty scent of warm electronics that had been running since dawn. Applause rolled through the audience on cue, rhythmic and obedient, hands striking hands in practiced enthusiasm. It echoed upward, bounced off metal rigging, then settled into the floor like vibration through bone. Camera cranes drifted silently into place, their movements fluid and predatory, lenses narrowing as if the room itself were squinting to see more clearly. Whoopi Goldberg sat at the center of the table, solid and unhurried. Her posture suggested comfort, but her stillness carried authority. She adjusted her glasses with 2 fingers, a small, habitual motion, and scanned the audience with an expression that read as neutral. Yet beneath it lived decades of experience with rooms like this, moments like this, tensions that rarely announced themselves until it was too late. To her right and left, the other hosts settled into their positions. Papers were straightened, pens were aligned, coffee mugs were nudged a half-inch farther from the table's edge. These were unconscious gestures, rituals of control. Sarah Haynes inhaled slowly, shoulders rising and falling once, then clasped her hands. Sunny Hostin's jaw tightened briefly before relaxing again, her eyes fixed forward, alert. Joy Behar leaned back, lips curling into a smile that was already preparing to perform. Then Julia Roberts walked onto the stage. The applause changed instantly, louder, sharper, charged with recognition. This wasn't the polite clapping reserved for guests promoting a project. This was the sound of familiarity, of decades of cinema memories colliding at once. Julia's smile appeared immediately, wide and practiced, radiant in the way only someone deeply fluent in public adoration could manage. Her blazer absorbed the studio light, dark and elegant, contrasting against the brightness around her. Her hair framed her face perfectly, each strand obedient, as if it too understood the importance of first impressions. She waved lightly, a small motion of her hand that sent another ripple through the crowd. As she moved toward her chair, her heels clicked softly against the floor, sharp, controlled sounds that punctured the applause like metronome beats. But as she reached the table, something flickered. It was brief, almost invisible. A pause so small it could be mistaken for nothing at all. Her smile held, but her eyes shifted, not toward the audience, not toward the camera, but toward Whoopi. The moment passed in less than a second, yet it carried weight, like the tightening of a wire before it snaps. Julia took her seat. The chair made a faint scraping sound as she pulled it in, louder than expected in the sudden hush after applause faded. She crossed her legs carefully, smoothing her blazer, aligning herself with the table. Her breathing was steady, measured. If there was tension inside her, it did not yet reach her shoulders. Whoopi leaned slightly toward her microphone, welcoming her with warmth that felt professional rather than